Happy Festivus for the rest of us. More fish for all of us. How y'all doing? Let's go through the list. We had Tampa Tom first in. He had a pretty good question, so I'm going to get to that here in a second. Daryl Deemer, Anthony's Fishy Friends. Let's see, Chewy, Lumpy Dog. You see, now this is a crew of people. All right, so let's talk about, just real quick, baby brine shrimp. They're very easy to hatch. I've gotten one of those, San Francisco brands hatcheries. I have a couple of them going. I need to get a couple more going in. I like to feed a couple of times a day, and I haven't really been doing that. Now I probably need to. It's easy. You pump them full of that beautiful red beasts that the fish go nuts over. It's good. It's okay. The deal is people complain about baby brine shrimp, and I don't quite get the complaint. They go, oh, it's so much work. No, it isn't. Here's how I set up my thing. I do it every day. It takes, about 30. It's been kind of cool here, so it's been about 36 hours. It's okay, Anthony. You can lurk away. Thanks for being here. So here's how this works. Hey, Sailfin Aquatics. Welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. So here's what I do every morning. And I mean, my morning is pretty freaking regimented. All right. I get up. First thing I do, coffee. Okay. Then I do brine shrimp. I get that up and running. Then I give my dog his medicine because I have a dog with congestive heart failure. And so I get up really damn early. I get up around 4 a.m. every day. So it's today I slept the actual alarm because my little hairy beast, he gets me up at 4 even. So here's how this works. I get that running. You have to push the little things down. The eggs will go up, but by the time I'm done showering and walking below and eating a little breakfast, it's all good. It all works out. So that's what I do. Rem and Liz featuring fish. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us. So this is what I end up doing personally, is that I do the shrimp. Then I have Doug Gray's high protein food. I have ultra pellets, a cobalt ultra pellets for guppies. I have a couple of different types of flake foods. I rotate through those. The Doug Gray stuff gets fed. The high protein guppy food gets fed once or twice a day. Okay. But they get, I mean, I'm feeding these little critters like there's no tomorrow. I mean, just no tomorrow. So let's see here. What else is going on? As I go through and think about, for those of you not familiar with my story, is that I had been away from fish for a few years, and I'm guessing a year and a half ago, I started setting up a fish room, and I was living in Little Rock. I got it up and running. I mean, this sucker was going along really well, and all of a sudden, I got transferred. So I had to take down my fish room, put it back up here, and I'm in Joplin, Missouri. And I got to Joplin, and I promptly needed my gallbladder ripped out. So, I arrived May 1st, and I didn't get fish into the aquariums until mid to late August. Well, since mid to late August, I now have 3 generations of guppies in a couple of my tanks. I have plecostomuses that it looks like my super red ancestris. I'm getting breeding behavior. I'm getting males inside pleco caves and they are, I don't know if I have eggs there or not. Someone was saying, I commented in one of my videos saying, flash a flashlight in it. Well, I've used my cell phone, but that ain't working. So I've got a flashlight somewhere. I've moved a lot, so it's somewhere. I've got to dig in and see if I can find it. But hey, 250 Aquatics, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you're loving your guppies. What type of guppies do you have? So it's so my guppies are doing great. The baby brine shrimp. So this morning I got hey, Doug Gray's here. We were talking about your fish food. So this morning I got up a little bit late. Jesse, HC Agua in the house. I got up a little later than normal, so I figured, okay, I decided that I did not feed the fish this morning. No, brother. Let's see what this is. Let me send that to voicemail. Okay, went promptly to voicemail, and it was my brother. And so Select Pet, welcome to the live stream. Zen Ginger, welcome to the live stream. 15 here. We got 10 likes already. It's really, really good. So I arrived here. I got the fish up and running. I've got a couple of really cool lines, 3 real cool lines of guppies. I've got, literally my tanks are doing really, really well. And I got guppy grass, and it really started to grow. It is a lot of stuff. I got the fire red shrimp. Let me tell you something. Those suckers in my 55, they're going nuts. So it's been a big Festivus. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've got that motion detector at the front door. I took a look this morning. All of a sudden, I saw one at a weird time. So I took a look at it. Some guy was walking around in front of my complex who didn't live here. And he all of a sudden realized everybody had rings set up, so he got the heck out of Dodge. So if you don't have one of those things, and I understand, I understand all of our extra money goes to fish, right? It's really a cool deal. My neighborhood is not that bad. I'm leasing. I'm going to buy a house, hopefully closing around the first of, first week of April. And so I have a mortgage approved. I've got a realtor, so I'm seriously out to go do it. Well, all of a sudden in this townhouse complex, was really kind of a nice neighborhood. The neighborhood behind is not that good. Okay, it does have some good things. Has a drug treatment center. Has kind of a halfway house. But it has a hotel filled with people on meth. In the last year at that meth hotel, they've had countless arrests, including a murder that happened at the hotel. So yeah, it's good people. And Tampa Tom eating dinner. What's for dinner, man? I want to hear. I picked up my Christmas food today. I got pie, and normally I eat vegan fare, but I eat meat about once a week. But during Christmas you got to eat meat. So I got a turkey ham, and so I'll make that up on Christmas Day. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. There you go. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, kitchenette, full fish room, basement. Yeah, you see, there you go. That's what I'm. Yep, Matthew Morsicklets, Festivus for the rest of us. It is the Festivus Fish Tube Extravaganza. Hey, Melvin's here. Welcome to the live stream, buddy. Great having you here at Storm Riders Aquatics. And good group tonight. So I did come into a problem, though. I have this rack that's certified to hold, 800 pounds a level. Okay. It has sort of this laminate wood, which seems to do really well. All of a sudden, I'm noticing on the 30 gallon, 29 gallon at the top, it's beginning to sag. So I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to split up it's the Amica Splendens tank. I'm going to have to split up the Amica Splendens into 10s here probably in this next week. And I'm going to have to go off and get, empty that aquarium and get a heavier piece of wood to go underneath it. So it's not sagging bad, but sagging a little bit. And I just don't want that, breaking through. Now there's a shelf right below it, a few inches below it, but still that's just not good. So I'm not all that happy. Salty Reef, Griffin Fish Room, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Great having you guys here. 17 in, 12 likes, 18 in, 12 likes. Thank you guys so much. And so my I've got to do a couple of things here. I've got to get these I have these 10s. I've got them filled with water. I just don't have them running yet. So I'll get that up and running. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't have any plans for Christmas. Now, this is really strange. Okay? I will say this, if you have to move across country and you're unmarried like I am, you're in a new place where you don't know anybody, the holidays sort of suck. Okay? The holidays suck. All right. So you don't want to fish for an invite. So somebody at the office, a couple of weeks ago said, "Hey, what are you doing for Christmas?" And I said, "Well, nothing. I'm just hanging out." And this coworker said, "Well, you can come and join me and my family." Great. Fantastic. It's let me know what I can bring, just normal crap like that. All right? Well, from that moment on, this person has not mentioned it again. So today at the office, I'm going around wishing the staff, my staff members who are working, Merry Christmas as I left for the day about 1 o'clock. And hey, I appreciate it, Matthew Morsicklets. Caleb's Aquatics, welcome to the fish. Welcome to the live stream, our Monday night drop-in. So I go through and I see this individual, and I don't know if the person's spouse said, "Do you really want somebody from work coming over?" Again, I have no idea. I have no idea. So it is what it is. I'm pretty happy. And send Joy and Holly over. No, I'm perfectly fine. I got some food. I've got stuff to do in the fish room. I'm listing my grievances. The grievances are that I'm not going over for Christmas, and the deal is I have to work on Thursday, and my sister isn't well. She's about for me to drive it up and back in 2 days be very difficult, very difficult. Because she's like 10 hours away. And it's Chicago. So what if all of a sudden it becomes snowy or something? You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't make sense. And a flight up there is the same deal. The flight, from there's direct flights from Joplin to Chicago. But really, you get to the airport an hour and a half ahead of time. You get on the plane, you get, so okay, so that's 3 hours, 3.5, 4 hours you arrive in Chicago. Then my sister's place is about an hour away from the airport from O'Hare. So that's like 6 hours beginning to end. Okay? So 6 hours beginning to end. Well, I can drive it in 10. So, that's and I have to be back on Thursday. There's no way around it. I have to be in the building on Thursday. Fish Tropic, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Great group. So yeah, so that's sort of the deal. So my 29, the wood laminate, I got my fish racks. Now my 10 gallons look just perfectly fine, but they sit different. I have them set up from side to side. This is, like in the middle of that shelf. So I'm going to have to take the fish out, take it down. I have a guy at work who was like a football player, who's a big guy, and I don't have to have this all the way thing, but I'm going to have to go get like a 2-inch thick thing of wood made at I'll go to like Home Depot and have them cut it out. And then I'll be cooler than a cucumber. I'll be fine. But it's just not good whatsoever. Not good whatsoever. And of course, a big night in Monday Night Football, the Vikings, Skull baby, taking on those hated Green Bay Packers. Now, for football fans, I'm going to tell you something that hey, thanks for the thumbs up, Fish Tropic. I really appreciate it. Wow, 20 here, 18 thumbs up. It's great. So what was I on? Hold on, it'll come back to me. So I can't remember now what I was talking about. It'll come back to me. All right. Oh, my coworker, he's a former football player, pretty good sized guy, pretty strong. So I'm going to have him come over. We'll get the aquarium off we'll lift it up. I'll have him lift it up as I put the new wood laminate. It won't be wood laminate. I'll just go and get like a 2-inch thick thing of wood at Home Depot and have them cut it to my specs. And I guess I have to get that ready to go in the next few days. Really excited about that. But obviously, I don't want this aquarium cracking or, it has the frickin' Amica Splendens in it. And so it's all good. So I have been looking at, I was looking at some racks, and I should know the answer of this. But let me do the Google machine. And let's see here. What dimensions? 29-gallon aquarium. Okay. Let's see. It's 30 inches long. Okay. I looked at a rack that was I looked at a rack that was 20 inches deep. So I think I'll just have to put a couple side by side and go from there. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm guessing the 29-gallon aquarium, probably has 28 gallons of water. So that's like nine pounds a gallon. So so 200. It's about, probably when everything is set up, it's probably about 350 pounds because there's about 15 pounds of rock in it, and the aquarium is probably about 20 pounds. So yeah, it's probably about 350 pounds up there. So I've got to deal with that. So yeah, you see, Matthew Moore Cichlids, you've got something going for you that I don't. I am not particularly handy. My brother, it's like brothers, and hey, Biggies, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. My brothers like Captain do all that stuff. There's stuff that I have a lot of ability in, that my brother doesn't. And my brother has a lot of abilities that I don't. And I can do, little things, little plumbing things, little this, little that. But yeah, the whole construction thing isn't my deal. So when I buy the house, here's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to end up hiring a couple of guys from Tackle. We're going to set up those racks like day one. and I will have aquariums ready to go. I'm going to put aquariums up, and I'm going to load them in with water in that first day or two, and then get those aquariums up and running, and then move over. The one thing I am going to do is I have the 55, which I'm using as like a grow out tank for male guppies, and a couple of chaser females. I have shrimp in there and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to end up getting, they occasionally at PetSmart have either the 65 or the 75 gallon, with, everything set up with it, the hood, the tank, the stand for, hold on a second, I'm going to cough. Thank you. So, that was not particularly good looking, was it? So the deal is this, is that I'm going to get those set up. I'm going to get that 75, and they have this tank for like, 250 bucks every once in a while. And so I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to move that in. I'm going to get that in. Then I'm going to start setting up aquariums lickety split very quickly. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to get, I'm going to go out and get, I'll begin moving everything over. Once I get a couple of days in, all the aquariums are sort of broken in. I'll begin moving over, breeding trios into the new setup. I probably should move in like that first weekend. I may do it that first day. I don't have a lot of stuff. I have I have fish room stuff. So New England Endler, welcome to the live stream. It's live stream. Great having you here. And yeah, well, I'm just talking about Matthew. I'm cheap as hell, and it's just such a good. Unless there's a real good deal on a 90, I'll do a good deal on a 90. But I just see those specials, and so that's sort of the deal. Yeah, you see, there you go. There you go, lumpy dog. Exactly right. And 75 gallon would stand for 250, 60 gallon would stand 185. Buy my canister filters off of eBay or Amazon, whichever one has the best deal. And welcome back, Caleb. And lurking is good though. Again, I know people lurk, and when I watch live streams, I usually am there right at the beginning, and I have it on the entire time, but I end up, doing stuff, cooking dinner, all that sort of stuff, and get that going in. Ooh, 60 gallon tall for 175. Yeah, it's by the way, speaking of of Shelley's, that's what I may do with my 55 that I have as my grow out tank right now. And I just put the males in, and I put a couple of chaser females. And what's weird is I have the Danios in there. I have the Celestial Pearl Danios. I have and and I've got 40 male guppies in there and 3 females. The babies are fine. I'm sure if you got picked off, I mean, it's just great. So it's I'm waiting for something to arrive for for more tanks to go up. I'm waiting for my filters. Came from China. They arrived in the country on the 17th. They shipped out, I'm sure, via ground on the 19th. Hey, Big J's Fish Keeper, welcome to the live stream. So I went. I do not get mail at my home. I have an account at the UPS store. It's just easier. And one of my siblings was sending me something, and she said, "Hey, go over and look at it today. It should be It's arriving today." Well, I showed up at like 4 p.m., a little after 4 o'clock, and they were just being delivered in mail. So they go, "We're open till 1 on Christmas Eve. Be here then." And I said, "Okay, I'll be done." So it's good, Chewy. Luderkin's good. Bring it to me. So my so it's just I'll get a couple of things here, and yeah, Danio's work in a number of ways really, really well. Um, if I would have been able to keep my electric blue jack Dempsey's, I was gonna put some uh, Danio's in there to be dither fish, target fish, because the male and female were all paired up. It's for whatever reason they were not. Um, they were either they were probably laying eggs and eating them immediately. But Fish Room Fever, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. So I was going to do that just to create a dynamic. I moved a bunch of stuff around in the aquarium. I added some more. I added those plumbing tubes type of thing just to give it. I had rocks in there, and and I needed to give that female a couple of places to get away. They'd be getting along just fine. All of a sudden, he'd be chasing her around like there's no tomorrow. So there you go. My I guess the other thing having to do with the Danios is that they just provide a lot of movement and they don't harass anything. Hey gang, thank you so much. Likes are good. We love our likes. Really appreciate you help me promote the channel. Chewy, the Great White North, hanging out with Rush and Triumph. And those Canadian power pop rock bands were always lots of fun. And it's too bad the drummer for Rush went totally bankrupt, or not bankrupt, deaf. He has tinnitus, and so he's not performing because it's just bugs his ears. So there you go. Hey, thank you very much, Gerald, for putting that up. Um, so it's yeah. So for Christmas, I did get a gift that was not in a box. I think this came from my brother, but I'm not sure. I got like a sound bar for my TV, so I'm gonna have to go and figure out how to set that up here. So that's all good. Yeah, Alanis Morissette. You know what? That was a great album. That was a great album, even though she didn't really know what irony was. Can't win them all, but it's all good. It's it Loverboy, REO Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon's Canadian, right? And of course, everyone's favorite whipping boys from Canada, Nickelback. And and Nickelback is fine. It's just their lead singer, Chad, whatever his name is, kind of a jerk. So it is what it is. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to go and deal with this with the Nika Splendens tank that's going in. Otherwise, everything in the fish room is going really, really well. The fish are happy. They're really okay. REO Speedwagon, not Canadian. Loverboy, Canadian. And Brian Adams. And Murray as well. As I do not know how Nickelback got their name, Chewy. Enlighten me, because I'm not necessarily the smartest guy in the world. Pretty handsome. Not necessarily that smart. Been thinking of ways to cover up my hair up here. It's I swear to you, every time you look in the mirror and just going, wow, that's a growing thing. I used to not have He used to have a full head of beautiful hair. And then as age comes on, I have a couple of nephews, and I've been telling them over and over again, grow that hair out now because you're going to end up looking like me. Yeah, trucker hat. Yeah, you see, the Brett Michaels of Poison always wears the bandana. I just think it'd look goofy on me. I don't know. Maybe I should do the bandana thing and see how that works. Aha! Loaded gear into the refinery. Mike Reno also sang for the band Moxie. That's correct. That's correct. And yeah, so we're talking your finer fish and your finer Canadian music. That's what it was. Yeah, I could shave it and wear it like Tupac. Exactly correct. I'll tell you the deal is. Here's why I have not shaved my head. Yeah, I could do the hat with the mullet. Is that my hands are not steady. I don't have Parkinson's. I don't. It's just the doctor a couple of years ago, and I'll have it looked at again this year. He said it's hereditary tremors. My dad did the same thing. So it's being pretty steady right now, but there are times my hand is like this. So, well, you see, there you go. Chad's brother worked at Starbucks, and the saying here is your 5 cents back. Yeah, so there you go. How do I change water? Archaically. I do the buckets. I have the siphon. I siphon out the water. I do not put water in my aquarium that has not been treated and aged. I have right now. I just have one 45 gallon tub garbage bag, but um, yeah, I'm familiar with Hammersmith. I'm familiar with Hammersmith. Um, so I fill that up. I'm using Prime right now. I use the API water dechlorinated, what have you. And then I have just to put the water in because I don't want to mix everything up too. And it's a little slow. I have to figure out a better way to do it, but I have an idea once I get into the new place what I'm going to do. I have like it's basically an iced tea thing I got at Walmart for for $1.50 or $2 a couple of years ago. And it holds 3 liters of water, but I don't do all 3 liters because it's plastic and I don't want to spill a lot. So I fill it up probably to 2.5, and then I dump it in each time. Justin Bieber. Um, I have something to say about Justin Bieber. I won't be complaining about him very much. It's a buddy of mine is close to the Beebs. And I won't go into who it is or what have you, but knows the Beebs is close to the Beebs. And this buddy of mine says that Justin is a great guy, absolutely great. It's somebody I really know. He's one of my really good friends, and he works in the entertainment industry. And and there's some of these people that are not real pleasant to be around, but apparently Beebs could not be a better guy. Could not be a better guy. So there you go. Now, is this music my thing? No, it isn't. But it's not made for me. It's not made for 50-year-old fat balding men. It's made for 17-year-old, 15-year-old girls. So it's okay. Yeah, I've heard of Primal Fear, and their drummer is from Edmonton. Very cool. Very cool. So, yeah, Tampa Tom brought up the idea of baby brine shrimp, and I have a video on it. Let me see if I can grab it, and I'll put the link here. And so the I have sort of a way that I do my setup and how I do all that sort of thing. So let me go to my channel and go to the brine shrimp hatchery series. And probably gonna hear me just for a second here. Let me stop. Okay, good. I escaped. So I'm putting up the link right now if you want to see how I do brine shrimp. Yeah, do you know what? Speaking of tattoos, I do not have any. I have not done it. And it's not because I have a problem with tattoos. I don't. I think they're great. My problem is that I don't know what that first tattoo would be. Now, I've often thought of putting in the one tattoo I've been sort of thinking about is pi. You know, the symbol for pi, pi, that sort of deal. Yeah, I'm not getting a head tat. Not going to do it. A guppy. You see, there you go. Maybe that's what I have to do. Get a guppy and the symbol for pi. No, it's not. It's not a red shirt for Star Trek. It's actually a Levi Strauss one. It's kind of a neat one. I've had it for a couple of years. I like it. You and Doug will pay for my scalp tattoo. Now, I understand Joplin. I have to ask. Apparently, there is one tattoo shop that's really, really good. And you have to wait like 3 months to get in. Apparently, it's real big. Hey, Scott, King and Queen Cichlids in the house. In the house. Welcome. Great to have you here. Love you guys. So, the process is that okay? I'll put a guppy, probably a swordtail guppy, that swordtail guppy tat, and pi. Because I think the symbol of pi, I like it a lot. It's the idea. You know what, Doug? I'll tell you what. I have seen some ladies with exquisite tattoos. Exquisite. I've seen bad tattoos as well. There was a gal. I I'm kind of a legs guy. I kind of like the legs on the ladies. And I was going out of I was like at Panera Bread or something like that. They have a veggie sandwich, which is really good Mediterranean veggie sandwich. So I'm heading out, and pretty attractive lady comes in wearing shorts. It's the summer, and pretty legs, and her legs were all tatted up like there's no tomorrow. Again, it's just not, of course I'm keeping it family friendly, and women are a work of art. Exactly correct. I like intelligent women too. All my wives have been very intelligent women, much better educated than I am. Hello, Kitty, a rainbow unicorn and a barbed wire tattoo. By the way, the whole barbed wire tattoo was really kind of a deal there for a while. I'm glad I didn't do it. Number one, I'm not, I don't have like the biggest arms in the world. I don't think it's necessarily the real deal there. So who knows? So I'm in the process. So tomorrow, it's as Christmas Eve kicks in, and I begin to do more fish stuff. Hopefully, my filters arrive tomorrow. If they arrive tomorrow, I'm gonna be like fish setting up all for the next 2 days because I'm literally here for the next 2 days. I'll probably try to go out and see Star Wars, and And those, for those who have seen Star Wars, I don't want you to give up anything, but here's my take on it from my friends. Okay. I have friends of mine who are Star Wars absolute fanatics. They have read all the Star Wars books, not just the fan fiction stuff. Okay. Um, and those people are not necessarily that hot on the final one. A buddy of mine went and saw it a second time with his son, and he said the second time was much better. He goes, he could figure it out, and he's pretty major nut. He likes it pretty much. So it. By the way, my cable company just jacked the heck out of my rates. So I may have to tell them to fly a kite. So I have to figure this out. I'm going to try to negotiate with them because now it's going into okay. If they raise my internet, to 80 bucks or $100 a month, I can get streaming services and save money. So it's like Baby Yoda Skurnick. Yeah, talk about it. Somebody, yeah, our buddy Michael's Fish Room. Happy Hanukkah, Michael, if you're watching this on replay. Um, here's the deal. He's a pretty big fanatic. He was not in love with it, but all my friends who are sort of like me, who have seen all the movies a number of times, have never quite gotten into the whole fan fiction reading. That's it's going through. You see, I had gotten rid of my yeah, you see, that's where it's come to me, Scott. My cable bill went from like 210, which was okay. All of a sudden, it's 260 overnight. So it's like I don't watch that much TV. I end up watching more on YouTube and streaming stuff. And there is some TV I watch. Like I love the Science Channel, the History Channel. I love the Curse of Oak Island. I'll be doing that tomorrow night. That's gonna be my jam, Curse of Oak Island. Except I'm sure it'll be a repeat since it's Christmas Eve, and nobody's gonna be at home except for me watching TV. And it's they're not up. It's don't worry, Vikings are gonna win. It starts in 22 minutes, so it's Michael will be there, assuming the scar starts. Absolutely correct. Isn't that funny? I'm old enough to remember when I was like a teenager is when cable really became common. And I can remember, the first time you got cable, you got like 50 channels. Whoa! Finny the Mooch. And you have friendly Harris waving at me goodbye. There you go. That's funny. So the deal is with this thing is that so I'm gonna have to go price this out. May have to go back to streaming services. And if that's the case, I'll probably get Mandalorian. I have the boxing MMA one, DAZN. Of course, Amazon Prime, Netflix. I don't have Disney Plus. It's LOL. What? And welcome to the live stream. Um, Yeah, it's. I'll tell you what. My internet here is rocking good. I do a lot of uploading and downloading of audio and video files. I do a lot of audio files for work and for my freelance work, and it is rocking quick. I actually sent uh 5 hours worth of material for me to edit, and I downloaded it off of WeTransfer.com. I downloaded it in 2 minutes. I mean, just really, really nice. Yeah, internet is all you need. It's I don't need a fax line. It's for what I do. It's no one faxes anymore. So yeah, you see, that's the deal, Lumpy. My old man didn't pay for that till I was like in college, and that's when we got cable for the first time. We had to go over to the next door neighbors to watch MTV when MTV had something called music. By the way, anybody see the movie Cats? One of my friends who I used to work with, she said that it's so bad, it is so terrible that you'll want to see it. And I don't, something that bad is going through. Did you see it, Fish Tropic? Did you see Cats? So that's what's going on right from there. So I'm looking forward to the whole deal. Looking forward to the whole thing. My so it's just oh now Scott, how bad was Liz loved Cats, okay? How did you like Cats? Let's be most important here. Because you are the king. You have to baby your queen. You have to put her on her pedestal. And I'm not arguing with that. So it she was crying at the end. Oh God! So you had to take her out for like ice cream or something. You weren't crying though, Scott. Yeah, how bad was it for you, Scott? I'm glad Liz loved it. How bad was Cats for you? Best 2 hours of sleep you ever had. It, so who knows? Who knows? It just that's a movie. By the way, anybody who invested in it, they are. I hope the Chinese put money into it. I hope the Chinese funded the whole thing. So it because that's a movie that's losing some money and losing a lot of money. Because it was an expensive movie to do. You had all those huge stars. They don't come cheap. And so yeah, not good whatsoever. She woke you up twice for snoring. You got the wife elbow? Caleb Aquatics, back from lurking. Good having you here. So yeah, so again, it's just that's I'm I'm thinking that if I'm gonna go see Star Wars, it'll be tomorrow. Hey, River Life, what's up, Rack? Nice having you here. Nice having you here in the live stream. Um, is that the whole process, of I'm on Christmas Day, I love the NBA. And I may love the NBA more than Scott at King Queen Cichlids. I love the NBA. So it's like 5 games in a row. So I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to do anything. I can just make food and watch basketball all day and walk. It's Yeah, I'll see. I may be able to do that tomorrow. So it's here's what my schedule is tomorrow. I've gotten myself back to the gym. So today's a day off. I was there Saturday and Sunday. So I took today off. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go to the gym in the morning. I have to stop by and pick up mail. Then I may go see Star Wars. I may go see it. So it's go out and enjoy it. So I've got to go figure out my timing here. Yeah, Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. Yeah, Vince Carter. Is he still playing? He's like 90. God bless him. I hope he keeps going. Charles Oakley, really, really cool. Um, just going off that basketball tangent, um, it's been brought up a lot. Who's the GOAT? Is it LeBron or is it Michael Jordan? I'm going to weigh this out, and you tell me if how. Oh, he's still Vince Carter's still playing. Good for him. So Michael Jordan and LeBron are very similar in a lot of ways and very different in others. Um, Jordan was a more spectacular offensive player, but people forget he was probably the best defensive player of his generation. Those Bulls teams with Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Jordan, those were absolutely amazing defensive teams. People forget about it. People forget about it. Yeah, I think Vince played for the Hawks last year too, so good for him. He's got there's some young talent on that team. He can really go through. Um, Here's what I appreciate about LeBron. LeBron is way more of a physical player than Jordan ever was. He's the guy is just he's much stronger. His defense is not as good, and offensively, the dog needs to get down. Hey, Bolo, say hi to everybody. Um, LeBron is not as beautiful of a player on the offensive line, but he's physically a much more dominant player than Jordan was. I mean, he's a physical freak. He's a dominant guy, and and I think that the deal is with Cartwright. Cartwright was not a great defensive player. Horace Grant was a great player. He was amazing. Um, so here's how this works. Um, Jordan was a much better fundamental player. Fundamental. The one thing you have to give LeBron all sorts of credit with is that he is won with a variety of teams and a variety of teammates. Something to be said about it. Something to be said. He's won with a variety of guys. And in the NBA, it's all about you've got to have the big two. Pippen, Jordan, perfectly fine. Obviously Anthony Davis and LeBron. That's a big two type of thing. And then you need that third guy. If you have a fourth on the NBA team, it's really good. But you need that third guy who can be that guy who's going to get the third amount of points, etc. So that's sort of the deal there. And LeBron doesn't win unless he has the two other guys. Now, and I don't know if the Lakers have that third choice. So we'll figure out. They certainly have two big ones. So and LeBron's playing point guard this year for the most part, which is pretty fantastic for his age. So there you go. So getting back to fish. So I'm expecting one more thing, and then I'll have fish tanks set up. I'm going to go and get all these things going. Tomorrow morning, when my dog wakes me up at a ridiculously early time. Yeah, here's the deal, Fish Tropic. Kobe can't do it anymore. Physically, he cannot play anymore. It's you saw LeBron play in high school in person or on ESPN? I saw him play on ESPN. He was a freak. But if you saw him in person, it's even better. I mean, it's he's a heck of a player. Best player you ever saw was Len Bias. Yeah, such a tragic loss. Cocaine is bad, everybody. Cocaine is bad. And I'll tell you what is that Jordan in college, that team he was on was so spectacular. Wow, excellent in person, excellent. Um, that team had, I mean, it really was a strong team all the way around. So and what Jordan was also really good at and smarter than LeBron on is this: heck of a marketer. When he won the gold medal in the '84 Olympics, someone stuck a microphone in Jordan's face, and they said, "Well, what are you going to do now?" And he goes, "I'm going to McDonald's." Who did he get? He got a big, big contract from McDonald's. Brilliant, very, very smart, very smart. So that's is going on from there. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll finish getting stuff set up in the fish room. I'll have at least these 4 tanks running. I've got them filled with water. It's just I've been sort of going through there. I am in Joplin, Missouri. LOL, what? Yeah, just reach. You can find my email. It's mob.guppy@gmail.com. Reach out to me. Maybe we can meet up and have a cup of coffee or something. So, oh, you're in Miami. Yeah, there you go. Meet at Downstream Casino. It. By the way, it's Miami, Oklahoma, not Miami, Oklahoma. Just it's like South Dakota, pure South Dakota, not Pierre, South Dakota. Hey, you have a good one, brother. It's you go and get that stuff in. Thanks, Scott, for dropping by. We're gonna be wrapping up here in a few minutes, anyways. We're wrapping up in about 7 minutes. So yeah, so yeah, so we can meet up and get a cup of coffee or something. LOL, what? And Jay Jr., I don't think I said hi to you. Welcome, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. So yeah, the fish are just. I have more babies. I have more stuff going on here. It's so great. So today I didn't feed at 4:40 this morning, mainly because I was running behind. So I woke up in the middle of the night. I was awake for about an hour, and my alarm woke me up at like 4:23. That's when I have it go off. I have to probably move it up to 4:15. So I got up. You get the shower in, you walk the dog, you make the coffee, all that morning type. And I've got to be out of my house by about 5:10 at the latest. So yeah, reach out to me and we'll do that. Yeah, I would enjoy meeting you. So it's I'm easy. Like to meet new people, and so it's be able to talk fish with somebody in person. That's really nice. Oh, I have the lighting system that I have is very simple. I have Beamsworks 48-inch uh, on my. I have 10-gallon tanks set up for 48 inches apart. I have that on my 55 as well, a Beamswork. It's a cheap one. It's not on the 55 you've seen a lot of that because I've done a lot of footage on that 55. That's it. Nothing it's the $37 cheapo. And I'll tell you what, and this is I would rather spend money on the best fish, getting the best fish in my fish room than buy a Fluval 48-inch LED light for $75. Yep, Beamsworks. Yep, that's it. It's that's the one I use, and I use Aquaneat on my 29-gallon. Perfectly fine as well. I like them both. They're fine. And Beams, Beemsworks, I believe that's how it's spelled. I have one thing over here. Let's see. Yeah, Beams work. Hold on a second here. Let me look at my eBay account because that's where I got it off of. Where did I get off of Amazon? Hold on. I don't want to say something wrong here. And yeah, Beamswork, full spectrum. I'll send you a copy of the link to eBay. I don't make any money on this, so it's all good. Oh, the tripod lights. Okay, let me look that up for you. And I got that from eBay as well. So hold on a second here. Let me go to my purchase history. Let's see here. Set this for the last for 2019. I got this like in May, I think. So hold on. Give me a second. And that wasn't expensive. It was like $69 for that. And it was pretty strong. I like that a whole lot. So it's well, do you know what? I got that off of Amazon. Hold on. Let me log in, and hey, it's and again, the link I'm going to give you, I don't make money on. It's I'm just doing this to I probably should set up an affiliate account. I don't, and so it's all right. Man, I get a lot of fish junk off of eBay and Amazon. I mean, I'm like going through this list here. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. This is the link to Amazon for what I got. So yeah, it was Amazon. Yep, you're right. So you out of here, Sylphin. Thanks for being with us. Yeah, so the whole process of again, it's just I swear to you. And Doug, you have way more aquariums than I do. Most of you probably have more aquariums than I do, but it's just I mean, well, Randy Moss better pick the Vikings to win at home. Come on up, Bolo. Here's Bolo, everybody. All right. No, I get it. I appreciate good lighting as well. So it's just going on from there. All right, gang. I have been here for an hour, a little over an hour, and I know Bob does his live stream coming up. I want to thank you guys so much. 15 in here, 23 likes. Epic. Thank you guys so much. Merry Christmas. Happy Festivus. Happy Hanukkah for those celebrating Hanukkah. And yeah, I saw the large Viking medallion. I have the TV here over on the right, and that looks good. That Viking medallion. I need that as well. All right, gang. Go Skull. Go Vikings. Beat those Packers. Pack is whack. All right, you guys have a great holiday.